Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So of course England took on Iran in the World Cup, opening game of the World Cup for England. We came away with a fantastic 6-2 win against Iran, a result that quite a few people thought that England would come away with a big win against Iran. But I've got to say, Iran seen their goalkeeper going off early after a serious collision with his fellow teammate. And to be honest, he tried to continue on. He probably shouldn't have. The medical staff should have stepped in there due to the concussion protocol. And they should have stepped in there and said, it's time to go off, because he just could not go on. You could see it by the way he was moving around. He had a massive concussion, so nobody likes to see that happen to players at the end of the day, so hopefully he does have a speedy recovery. And hopefully he's not out for too long of the World Cup for the Iranian fans. But England come away from this one 6-2 winners in a fantastic display by way as well. It was Jude Bellingham on his World Cup debut, coming in to score the opening goal on the 35th minute. And then, of course, Bukayo Saka, another World Cup debutant, scoring, of course, in the game as well to make it 2-0. Then, of course, we're seeing Raheem Sterling as well getting on the score sheet off of a cross-in from Harry Kane. Coming in, it's half-time, 3-0 up against Iran. We'll come out for the second half, and Bukayo Saka, of course, getting on the score sheet once again to make it, 4-0 to England. Then Iran managed to find themselves scoring a goal in the game through Taremi, who got at least one goal back into the game for Iran to make it 4-1. At that point, before that goal was scored, of course, we did see Marcus Rashford and a number of other players like Callum Wilson stand on the sidelines to come on once Iran scored that goal. Only a handful of them came on. Callum Wilson, unfortunately, wasn't one of them. But then, of course, we did manage to see Callum Wilson come on after, of course, Rashford got his first involvement into the game, coming on as a substitute, like I say. And Marcus Rashford, scored the goal to make it 5-1 in the game. Then, of course, we're seeing Callum Wilson coming on for his World Cup debut, and, of course, getting straight into the action with, of course, a bit of play where he found himself through on goal, with a couple of England players to the side of him, and absolutely, just passed it off to the side, not being selfish or anything. He just passed it off to the side. He could have probably scored himself, but he passed it to the side to, of all people, Jack Grealish, who just slotted into the back of the net for England to make it 6-1. And then, of course, Iran managed to get themselves yet another goal back into the game to make it 6-2 and finish the score off at 6-2 with Iran's Taremi scoring yet another goal, this time from the penalty spot. But we'll take on the USA on Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff here in the UK, 10 o'clock kickoff out there in the Middle East. And, hopefully yet another win for England, but a fantastic display by England. Talking about some of the performances from some of the players as well in that game, I've got to say Harry Kane was very, very lacklustre. He was very quiet throughout the game. And I think, to be honest, Southgate would have been better off just going with Callum Wilson from the off in the game against Iran. Callum Wilson looked a lot better once he came on the field than what Harry Kane did. Harry Kane, was keep coming back into the midfield, coming back into the defence, trying to help out there. And he didn't need to do it, because the players had it. The defensive players for England had it, the midfield players for England had it. All Harry Kane had to do was stay up top and wait for the service. Kieran Trippier was whipping in balls right, left and centre like he does for us. And then, of course, there was Luke Shaw on the other flank, whipping in balls as well. So all Harry Kane had to do was just stay in that central attacking position and wait for the balls to come in. So I'm sure he'll be feeling a little disappointed that he didn't get on the score sheet in a game that, seen 8 goals scored in it. So I'm sure he will be a little disappointed. But Callum Wilson coming straight in, getting his debut, getting an assist. Some people saying that he should have been selfish and went for it himself, but I say if he had been selfish and he went for it, you know, and it didn't go in the back of the net, people would still be complaining, you know. So I say Callum Wilson did the right thing at the end of the day, passing it off, going for the easier option. You know, not that Callum Wilson couldn't have scored it, because he really could have, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, go for the easier option, gets another chance, you know, and another goal for England, and it gets with, you know, a little bit more confidence as well. And that confidence as well for Callum Wilson coming on the field, getting an assist, you know, that's going to help him for the games ahead, you know, when he gets called upon. That's the whole idea. Same for Jack Grealish as well. That's going to help Jack Grealish when he is playing in the games ahead, and all of the other goal scorers in the game as well for England. It's going to help them so much in the games down the line. You know, let's just put in a really good performance. Let's show why we are, you know, the fathers of football. Why, you know, people should be paying attention to England in this tournament. And who knows, you know, maybe, just maybe, we could bring it home. But till next time, I'll see you all later. Remember to like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags, and come on, England!